Hello. Hi, good evening. Welcome to my Altaloon streaming channel. Today we are back on yokai.com and we are going to be reading about some cool, creepy Japanese ghosts and demons and folktale creatures. I am so excited. I've already done a stream like this before. But I'll just go over the details of it again. I'm on yokai.com, which is a website created by Matthew Meyer, and their Patreon is Osaru-san. So if you like this content and you enjoy it, please go check them out and support them. I'm just here reading about all the different ghosts and demons and creepy monsters and things. They've got a list up here. I have taken this list and last time I didn't have the list on stream, but I now have my list right here in blank slate.io. And you can see I X'd off the ones that we've already read. And I'm just going to get a random number generated, find the correlating monster, and then go read it here on yokai.com. If there's anything I don't know, I can Bing it. And the reason I use Bing and not Google is because I don't ever use Bing. So I'm giving it a chance. Yeah, earlier tonight I was actually watching a tattoo show, and somebody got a super cool frog tattoo, a frog guy holding an umbrella, and they had little Japanese lanterns. And it honestly reminded me of I can't remember the name of it, but it was this creepy, grotesque little rain yokai thing that had an umbrella on his head from the last stream. And I thought of that and I was like, oh my god, I had so much fun doing the last stream. I need to go read about some more yokai. I need them in my life. So here I am. We're doing it again. Back at it with the yokai. So when I pulled up this random number generator, I got a nice big one this time. Last time my random number generator was little teeny tiny on the side of the screen. This one's nice and big so we can all see the number. When I pulled up my random number generator, it already gave me the number 149. So I was like, okay, why don't we just stick to that and start with 149? I think that seems like an acceptable thing to do. So over here in our blank slate, I'm going to scroll down to 149. It was 49, right? Yes. 149. Aha! It is the Imori. Imori. I have never heard of an Imori before, so I hope we find out something interesting about them. I think Mori means death. But or Memento Mori? A Memento Mori is definitely a thing. Could possibly be related to that also. I don't know. This is a nice long one. Okay, we'll get to... Oh, yes, and I'm doing 15... I'm going to roll 15 different, what do you call them? I'm going to pull 15 different numbers today and read about 15 different yokai. So actually, let me go to the top of my blank slate, and this is going to be, shut up. I know what blank slate is. This is going to be 1 of 15. Now then, let's get into it. Let's check it out. Imori. Translation: gecko. Habitat: castle ruins, ancient battlegrounds. Diet: none. Dude's not eating anything. Appearance: Imori are the ghosts of dead warriors transformed into geckos. They haunt the forgotten, overgrown ruins where they lost their lives, attacking and harassing trespassers. Oh my. Oh my gosh, is that him? He's just a little guy. Did he kill all the geckos around him? Are the other geckos trespassers? Oh, okay, there's a lot going on here. Let's read more. This yokai's name is somewhat confusing. It is written with the kanji for gecko, which is normally pronounced Yamori. Yet, in this case, the name is pronounced Imori, which means newt. When written, it implies that this is a gecko yokai, but when spoken, it sounds like a newt yokai, and in actuality, it refers to a gecko yokai. Okay, so a little confusing. Maybe got an identity crisis going on here with the poor guy. Let's read about the legends. Legend. Long ago, in Ichisen province, lived a monk named Jingai Shuso. He was a monk of the Soto school and was living in hermitage? Out in the mountains. Okay, I gotta look up what this is and how to pronounce it. Hermitage? What is... No, I don't care about Andrew Jackson. Just tell me what an hermitage is. Oh, hermitage? Hermitage is related to hermit. Someone who, like, lives by themselves in solitude. But how do I pronounce it? Pronunciation. Please tell me. Get the headphones on here.
Hermitage.
Hermitage. Okay, he was out there living in hermitage. For some reason I saw this and I thought it was going to be like an herb. When I thought it was a silent H. So he was a monk of the Soto school and he was living in hermitage out in the mountains. He lived off of wild mountain plants and whatever charity the people from the local village would bring him. Although he spent almost all of him time in secluded meditation. It says him there. I didn't goof that one up. One day was reading in his hermitage near the ruins of Yuno-o Castle when suddenly a small man, about 5 or 6 inches tall, wearing a black hat and carrying a cane appeared and started talking to him. Okay, when somebody says a small man, I'm assuming maybe like a man who is 5'11", like not 5'11". God, I wish I was 5'11". That's tall as hell. A small man, I'm thinking like 4'11" to like 5'2". That is a small man. But this one is 5 or 6 inches. That's like, I feel like I need a smaller word than small to describe this small man. Okay, being a good monk, Jingai did not let the stranger interrupt his studies and just continued reading. Is that being a good monk or is that just like ignoring someone? Yeah, this angered the man who complained that the monk was ignoring him even though he was standing right there. Again, Jingai ignored the tiny man who then became very angry. He hopped up onto his cane and flew at Jingai, who brushed him away with his fan. The tiny man fell to the ground and swore revenge on Jingai. Okay. There's a lot going on here. So you're just like sitting, minding your business, reading your book, and a tiny little 5-foot tall person walks up to you. Is that not an event in and of itself? Wouldn't you be like, holy shit, this is like a fucking fairy, like the tiniest little gnome of a human exists? Like, wouldn't you be excited to see a fairy tale creature? Jingai did not give a shit. Shortly afterwards, 5 women, about 5 or 6 tall, came up to Jingai and complained about how he treated the old man. While they complained, all around them appeared 10,000 more tiny people with sleeves rolled up and armed with canes. They swarmed upon Jingai and beat him with their canes. It was like an army of tiny, painful ants attacking him. Oh no. In the distance, he could see their general, a tiny man decked in red and a lacquered samurai helmet. The tiny general called out, "Get out of here and never return, or else we will pop your eyes and slice off your ears and nose." Holy shit. By now, some tiny men had climbed upon his shoulders, and they began to eat his ears and nose. Jingai brushed them off and ran away. Oh my god. So this is like that old question that's like, would you rather fight 100 ducks or a duck that's like 100 feet tall or whatever? 100 tiny, I don't know what the question is, but it's like 100 small things or one really big thing. The dude, homeboy got hit with like 10,000 tiny people. Like, he got a bunch. And I'm pretty sure, isn't that like a thing that happened in Gulliver's Travels? Was there not a bunch of like little tiny people? Yeah, this is exactly what I'm thinking of. I've never read Gulliver's Travels. Oh my god, why is it so hard to say? Gulliver's Travels. I've never read it, never seen it, don't know anything about it. The only thing I was thinking of was the previews for the remake with Jack Black and all the people like crossing the little lines over. So that was a real thing that happened in Jingai. Holy crap. I just heard a noise upstairs. Hello? Hello? So creepy to be like reading about yokai and then there's like noises. I exist in the basement down here. Hello? So every time I hear a noise upstairs, I'm like, is it a family member? Or has someone broken into my home? The world may never know. Okay, let's continue on with our story. The monk ran away from the horde to a nearby gatehouse. When he arrived there were already thousands of tiny men all over who knocked him down. The general said to him, "We heard you were rude to our friends. As a punishment, we will cut off your hands and feet." Thousands of tiny katanas were drawn from their tiny sheaths, and Jingai was surrounded. Oh, damn! First of all, shout out to these little Imori for being like, yo, you don't fuck with our friends. Like, they hold it down for the people they care about, and I respect it. But secondly, I mean, all he did was like ignore the guy, right? And brush him off. I don't know, I feel like maybe the punishment does not befit the crime. Now, Jingai, now terrified, apologized to the little men for not considering their feelings and asked them to spare him. The general told him that if he was truly sorry, he would let him go and ordered his men to eject Jingai from the gatehouse. Jingai got the heck out of there. Relatable. Somebody was like, threatened to cut off my hands and feet, I'd be getting the heck out of there too. The next day, reflecting on what happened, Jingai investigated the direction he came from. He discovered a large hole in the ground that was swarming with geckos. Gathering some local villagers for help, he dug up the hole. It was over 3 meters deep and full of over 20,000 geckos. Deep inside, he discovered a 12-inch long gecko. This is getting allegorical. A hole 12 inches long. Anyway, deep inside. I did not want to restart that sentence over, but I had to. Deep inside, he discovered a 12-inch long gecko, which he realized must have been the general. What an assumption to make. Okay. The eldest villagers explained to Jingai that long ago an ally of Nita Yoshisada built a castle near there, and it was destroyed in battle. The souls of the dead Bushi warriors and the castle lord haunted the remains of the old castle well. Oh, that's so cool. I love a good ghost. Ever since, They had been causing all kinds of mischief in the area. Oh, they were up to no good. Jingai began chanting sutras to give the souls a proper burial, and as he finished chanting, the thousands of geckos were all destroyed. Jingai and the villagers took pity upon the dead beasts. They collected the bodies and burnt them on a funeral pyre, giving them a proper burial with the mountain of ashes, and with the mountain of ashes built a grave for the Imori. Wow. Holy crap. So there's the hole, the castle well. There's the general. There's all the geckos. That's crazy. So the geckos just like turned human for a day, for a single day, and then jumped a dude. Okay, why not? Why not? So I guess maybe this was like one exciting incident that happened and was recorded, but you can find Imori anywhere. It's not just like this was just one castle that was haunted, but if you can go to like any battleground, and if there's like a gecko or a newt running by, you gotta be like, oh shit, I hope he doesn't turn human and bring all his friends to beat me up. A new worry. I'll have to be careful around battlefields in the future. I actually went to Gettysburg on a school trip when I was in middle school or something. Maybe it was elementary school. I don't know, but either way, I've been to some battlefields, and I might be to some more battlefields in my life. I have to watch out for the Imori. Okay, so that was our 1 of 15, and that was number 149. So I'm going to go ahead and exit off Imori. Thank you. And let's generate another random number. 326. Zoom all the way down here. 326. Onashi kitsune. Onashi kitsune. Let's look. It's onashi. Onashi kitsune. Let's check it out. Oh, okay. Must be related to the kitsune. Let's take a look. Girl's got the Karen cut in the back. Sick lantern. Nice classic Japanese hairdo and the outfit. Look like they're maybe ready to celebrate a hot girl summer. I respect it. Oh no! Oh, this is so short. Wow, why don't we get a whole tale about the Onashi Kitsune? Let's see here. Onashi Kitsune. Translation: Fox without a tail. Appearance: Onashi Kitsune is an old white-furred kitsune who haunted the Nagao Cape in Aoya. She was said to be exceedingly cunning. Her preferred modus operandi was to transform into an old woman and trick people crossing through the hills. She was one of the famous Inaba 5 kitsune of Tottori Prefecture. Wow, okay, I have not heard about the Inaba 5 kitsune. I wonder if I look under I, if they will be there. No. What? So we're just not gonna hear about these guys? I guess I gotta Google or bring them myself. Oh, I forgot the I. Inaba. Oh. Okay, so we are gonna hear about them. But we're just gonna hear it because this is the first thing that came up was yokai.com. So probably it's just gonna be under Otonjoro. Otonjoro. But for now, we get to see this beautiful picture. Is this one? Oh no, it's just the one lady here. She's the white-haired one. And I'm sure we will learn more about these kitsune in the future. And for now, I'm just going to cross it off the list. That was 326. Exit off there. And that was 2 of 15 yokai for the night. And let's roll another number. 116. 116. 116. That would be the Hikeshibaba. Hikeshibaba. I did some other kind of creepy baba the last time I read about this? It was like some cannibalism old woman who ate people's fingers. I wonder if they're related. Let's check it out. Hikeshibaba. Hikeshibaba. Hijik. Hikeshibaba. Hikeshibaba. Okay, this is her. Looks like she's blowing the candle out? Blowing the lantern out? Translation: fire extinguishing old woman. Habitat: human inhabited areas. Diet: unknown. This is another short one too, okay. Appearance: Hikeshibaba takes the form of a white-haired, grotesque-looking old woman. She wanders from house to house, blowing out lanterns. Ooh, that's so creepy. Can you imagine if you're like sitting in your room in the middle of the night and you're studying, but you have most of the lights out and just the lantern on because you're about to go to bed soon. You want to keep it kind of mellow and chill. And you start hearing this noise like out in the hallway. And you're like, what is that? What's that? It's probably nothing. I'm just tired, right? You go back to your studying and then you see white fingers, pale as bone, creeping around the door frame. And this old woman's face comes sneaking around the door. And she blows out your lantern. Scary. Pretty freaky. Freaky deaky. Me describing the most horrifying thing I can think of and just being like, ugh, scary. Interactions. Hikeshibaba is not a dangerous yokai herself, although her actions can indirectly harm people. Her purpose is to make the world a gloomier place by extinguishing the cheerful, beautiful paper lanterns that decorate Japanese homes. Okay, so she's kind of just like redecorating. She didn't like the vibe. She's closing the windows, shutting down the shades. It's too fucking bright in here. It's too fucking bright. I knew someone who had a roommate like that. Where like they would have all the curtains open at home and their roommate would get home from work and be like, what the fuck? It's so bright in here, and just close all the curtains and then go to her room. So like not even sit in the room that she had just darkened. She would go to her own room that was dark and everyone would be like, okay, and just go open the curtains again. That's like Hikeshibaba. It's just annoying. It's like, thanks for blowing out the candle. I'll just light it again when you're gone. Okay, yokai, by nature, are not accustomed to bright lights or cheery atmospheres. Me either, girl. Her work is intended to make conditions more suitable for other yokai to come out and do their own misdeeds. Oh, okay, that's fun. So she's like, decorating for the Halloween party, and then all the monsters arrive. Okay, I'm in. She's great. Hikeshibaba, love her. 10/10, one of the best yokai so far. I think she's a gem. That was 116, so I'm going to exit off my list. Shweep. And that was our third yokai of the night. Wow, we are zooming through these. Let us generate a random number 30. And we're all basically already there. Ashire. Let's check it out. Ashire. Okay, translation. Azi, spirit. Alternate names. Ashi and Ashireko. Habitat. forests and wilderness. Diet, carnivorous. Oh, I think somebody's gonna get eaten. This appears to be a dog. There's a moon. Hey, I like the moon. Cool. Appearance. Ashidae are low-ranking kitsune. They are, for the most part, indistinguishable from non-magical foxes. Oh, interesting. That's a nice long one. Let's take a nice long read. Behavior. Ashidae is the lowest social rank of kitsune. It is held from infancy until the age of 100. The rank of Ashidae includes ordinary, non-magical foxes as well as magical kitsune. Because of this, the vast majority of kitsune belong to this rank. Oh, okay, so like any fox you roll up to in Japan, or I guess anywhere in the world, I think kitsune could probably show up anywhere. Any fox you roll up on, there's a good chance it's an Ashidae. No, it's like a 100% chance, because it includes ordinary non-magical foxes as well. So you meet a fox, you can be like, "What's up, Ashidae?" And they're going to be so impressed that you knew about that. Around age 50, all kitsune begin their... Oh no, I learned this word last week, but I forgot it. I think it's ascetic. And it's like magical or relating to esotericism. Esotericism. I just picked a harder word to say. Okay, remind me again how this one is pronounced. Let me get my headphones on here.
Ascetic.
Ascetic. Got it. Ascetic. That's how Bing says it. Okay, around age 50, all kitsune begin their ascetic training to develop their wizardry. Oh my god, that's so fun. They begin to study ancient occult practices, worshipping the sun, moon, and stars. So fucking cool. I want to be an Ashidae so bad. Like, damn, to be like a hot 50-year-old MILF fucking about to trick everybody. I'm thinking of that white-haired kitsune we just talked about. The hot, like, old learning about ancient occult practices and worshiping the moon. That's just the fucking life, man. Okay, to continue. Most notably, they develop their shape-shifting abilities. This is accomplished by facing the Big Dipper and placing a human skull on their head. Oh shit. Other objects may be incorporated into this spell to flesh out the disguise. For example, a kitsune who wishes to disguise himself as a cook might also place cookware on its body. To transform into one of their favorite disguises, a beautiful young woman, a kitsune will place duckweed, a lily pad, or other leaves on its head, transforming them into long, elegant hair. Oh, that's so fun! So if you see a fox sneaking off into the woods with a lily pad in its mouth, just wait like 10 minutes because a real hottie's going to come soltering out. By the time an Ashidae has reached 100 years old, it has honed its magical skills enough to be promoted to the next rank, Chico, and we read about Chico on our first stream. Interactions. Because Ashidae is the largest rank, most of the kitsune which humans encounter belong to this rank. Before they attain their magical powers, Ashidae are easily ensnared in traps, injured, oh no, or even killed by hunters or dogs. That's sad. Only after attaining magical powers do they begin to pose a threat to humans. Once an Ashidae begins to use magic, it becomes more dangerous, often seeking revenge against humans who wronged it or its friends. Okay, don't cross an Ashidae. Origin. Kitsune lore is rooted in ancient superstitions which developed over many centuries in China before arriving in Japan. The term Ashidae comes from Azi, an evil fox spirit from a 3rd century Chinese legend. Let's hear about it. Oh no, I'm like okay at Japanese pronunciations, like I kind of know them or could kind of guess at them, but we've got some Chinese ones coming up. So, apologies in advance. A soldier named Wang Ling Zhao. Hold on, let's see if let's see if Bing knows pronunciation. Please tell me. Is there like a guess? Howtopronounce.com. Oh, okay, they're gonna tell me how to do it. Please tell me.
Lingxia.
Lingxia. Got it. Lingxia. Learned something new tonight. Wang Lingxia was repeatedly lured away from his post by a beautiful woman named Azi. One day, he deserted his post completely. Wang's commanding officer, Chen Hao, that's my best guess, suspected that the woman had been some sort of demon. Sick, me too. Chen gathered his men and dogs and tracked Wang to a cave. They found him lying on the floor inside, half transformed into a fox. He was calling out helplessly for Azzy. After being rescued, Wang confessed that the pleasure of being with her was incomparable to anything he had ever experienced. I gotta ask, did she look human when they were together, or was Duda furry? Azzy's name, which is pronounced Ashi. Oh, it's probably Ashi or Ashi. Listen, I'm doing my best. It's pronounced Ashi in Japanese, became synonymous for a beautiful and honey-mouthed temptress. Well, just call me Ashi, baby. With a wicked heart and cruel lust for torturing men. Again, just call me Ashi, baby. Her legend became a pattern for future kitsune stories. This is crazy. So first of all, how do you become a kitsune? Because is it like going to the bone zone with another kitsune and getting turned? I didn't think that was what it was, but now I'm thinking maybe that is what it is. And I'm not sure what to do with that information. But yeah, actually very interesting. Little low ranking kitsunes here. So was Ashi this like hot fox lady? Was she an Ashide when this all happened, or is it just like a fun story to tack on? Who's to say? Not me. Don't know. Okay, so that was 30 X, and that was 4 of 15. Moving right along, shall we exit out of that website? We don't need it anymore. And roll a new number. 156. 156. Okay, for some reason, if I land on one with the X, I'm just gonna go to the next one, like closest number, probably down. But we're good here. 156, we've got Itsuki. Itsuki. Let's check out Itsuki. Itsuki. Show me Itsuki. Ooh, cool. Ooh, cool. Very spooky. Did I not read about this thing before? Or are they just kind of similar, maybe? Got the same vibe as other yokai I've been learning and reading about. Let's check it out. Translation: The Strangling Ghost. Oh, holy shit. This one's gonna be creepy. Alternative names: Iki, Kubire, Kubire Oni, Chosatsuki, or Choshiki. Hanging ghosts. Ooh, it's so creepy. Conceptually, the idea of a hanging ghost, I'm so in. Habitat: the underworld. It's fucking cool. Diet: none. Oh, nice long one. Okay, I like reading about them, so I'm always excited when I'm like, yeah, I'm about to be hit with tons of yokai lore. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Appearance: Itsuki are the ghosts of humans who committed suicide by hanging. They taunt the living by confusing people and coercing them to hang themselves. Ooh, these guys are up to no good. Okay, behavior. Itsuki inhabit Meikai, the shadowy underworld where the spirits of the dead dwell. Whoa, how have I not heard about this place before? The underworld has a fixed population. In order to maintain equilibrium, a soul may leave to be reborn in the living world only when a new soul arrives to replace them. For this reason, the spirits trapped in hell eagerly await the deaths of the living. Who gets reincarnated is determined by the circumstances in which a person dies. If nobody dies in the same manner, a ghost may have to wait a long time before it can leave the underworld. Itsuki are one such type of ghosts. That's so interesting. I have never heard of Mikai before. I want to know everything about it. Now I'm like so invested. I'm actually going to put this in my little blank slate because I'm so curious. Note for later. Meikai, I want to check that out. A shadowy underworld, and this like if somebody they have to like wait for somebody to die under the same circumstances. If somebody dies in like a really crazy, unheard of way, is they just have to wait forever? Like if their circumstances are like unreplicable? Like what about all the people who got like trampled by horses? What are they doing now in 2020? No one's getting trampled by horses anymore. Is it like, okay, that guy got run over by a train, which is basically the same thing, so you can go be reincarnated? Very curious. I got a lot of questions about the rules. Interactions. Itsuki grow weary of waiting for people to hang themselves and take their place in hell, so they take matters into their own hands. They haunt the living to drive them to suicide and take their place in hell. They lurk in the shadows and call out to people when they are alone, commanding them to kill themselves. Holy shit, these are just like fucking depression demons. Also, lurking in the shadows and calling out to people when they're alone. Don't care for that. Ugh, I'm like looking at every shadowy place down here right now. Like, Itsuki, you better not be fucking over there. I'm not doing it tonight, so don't even try it. Just go back to hell for the evening because it's not gonna work. Blanket warning to all Itsuki. No luck here. The impulse which an Itsuki implants in its victim is so overpowering that even a happy person with no troubles or worries whatsoever finds themselves overcome with the desire to die. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Wow, I think this was maybe just literally because a lot of folk creations like folktale creatures or demons or ghosts in any culture are just sort of like people dealing with their own thoughts and worries and guilt. So maybe like people with like certifiable diagnosed depression or would have been diagnosed depression in this day and age who are perfectly happy and would have seemingly should have no troubles but still end up having suicidal thoughts because their brain is just wired that way. This might be, this invention of the Itsuki yokai is probably inspired by that, I'm thinking. So, origin. Itsuki is a very old superstition with origins stretching all the way back to the folklore of ancient China. The belief that evil spirits call out to the living to coerce them into suicide remains popular in Japan even today. Urban legends describe people receiving a message from a friend joking that they're going to go hang themselves, only to find out a day later that they actually did it. This is dark. Suicide notes occasionally mention that the victim heard a ghost calling out to them, telling them to do it. Oh my god, this is so scary. Friends and loved ones lament that there were no warning signs or indication at all that the person was suicidal. Now I'm just thinking like maybe we as a society, not just in Japan, but like across all of countries on planet Earth are just not good at dealing with suicidal thoughts and depression. And it's like, wow, I had no clue that the person who was suffering right next to me was suffering the whole time. Everyone always says that. That's how it goes. And stories about strings of suicides sometimes appear in the news where one person after another kills himself in a similar manner with seemingly no connection to the other victims. Such stories are often attributed to evil spirits like Itsuki. Okay. More legends. Most Itsuki stories follow a similar pattern. A young traveler stopped at an inn overnight. That night, he heard the voice of a young woman muttering something in the adjoining room. Too spooky. Don't look! Peeking into the room, the traveler saw a woman holding a noose and wrapping it around her neck. In the rafters where the rope was tied, a dark, shadowy figure was perched, cajoling the woman to kill herself. Oh my god. I honestly have like goosebumps right now just imagining. Ugh, if you were at like a roadside motel or something, trying to drive through the night, but realizing like, okay, I can't make it. I gotta stop somewhere, and you pull up to this kind of crummy looking hotel with a vacancy, and you get into the room, and you start hearing mutterings next door of somebody about to end it, and you like peek through the crack in the like you go over. It's a motel, so you can just walk right outside and walk down a little sidewalk to the room next door, and you peek into the curtains of their room because there's always a little window that faces the parking lot. And you peek in the curtains and you see a fucking, oh my god, just she's got the knife to her throat and a fucking shadowy creature in the corner. What do you even do in that situation? Oh, jeez Louise. Well, this guy, he burst into the room, the traveler burst into the room and cut the rope down before she could kill herself. The spirit vanished and the girl was saved. Oh, great fucking job. That is not me being sarcastic. Like, good for him. Excellent work. Afterwards, she had no recollection of what she was doing or why she was doing it. Whew. A famous story comes from the Kojimachi in Old Edo. One evening, a rich man held a banquet at his estate. His friend, who was supposed to help out with the banquet, did not show up. The man waited, and eventually his friend finally appeared, much later than expected. "I'm sorry, but something came up. I just stopped by to tell you I can't make it tonight." He turned to leave, but the man stopped him and demanded to know what was so important that he couldn't help out. "I promised to hang myself from Kuichigai Gate," he replied, and once again turned to leave. The banquet guests thought that the friend had gone mad. They refused to let him leave. Despite his struggles, they held him back and forced him to drink with them. Eventually, he calmed down and stopped resisting. Later into the night, a messenger arrived with news that a man had just hanged himself at Kuichigai Gate. The guests were shocked. The host became convinced that Itsuki had possessed his friend. The ghost must have grown tired of waiting for him to return to the party and convinced a different man to kill himself instead. Oh my god. Close call for this dude. Like full on getting possessed. That's nuts. But he had the wherewithal to be like, better tell my pals about it first. But that just goes to show just reaching out to a friend can help you when you're in a depressive state. I know it's tough, but always reach out to someone. Hot tip from me to you. Okay, I'm being serious. Anyone who's watching right now, if you're like thinking suicidal thoughts, it's not an Itsuki, I promise. It's just brains go bad sometimes, and there are people out there to help you. My heart to yours. Okay. He demanded that his friend explain what happened before he arrived. His friend confessed that the night was like a dream and he could not remember much. He had made his way to Kuichigai Gate. A stranger approached him. He heard a voice say, "Hang yourself here and die." He was unable to resist, but he explained to the stranger Wait, what? He was unable to resist, but he explained to the stranger that he had a prior engagement. He begged the voice to let him excuse himself from the banquet first. It told him to do so, then quickly return and killed himself. Oh, so this is like a polite Itsuki. He's like, oh, okay, finish up with your little worldly chores and then commit. Sheesh. For some reason, he could not refuse. He promised to do as he was commanded and then came to the party. The host's suspicion was confirmed. He asked his friend if he still wished to kill himself. The friend looked off into the distance and shook with fear. He mimed the motion of wrapping a rope around his own neck and mumbled, "How scary, how scary." Yeah, so these are really dark, horrifying creatures. Just awful, 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 awful. I was like so hyped to be like, a hanging ghost, nuts, but now I'm like, yeah, depression sucks and is bad. Please take care of yourself out there. Okay, let's mark Itsuki off the list. That was 156. 156. Goodbye. And we are now 5 of 15. Let's roll our random number generator for a new yokai number, 436. All the way down towards the bottom, isn't it? 436. Tenyo. 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 And I think we have more T's if I move it over. Nope, just that amount of T's. Okay. Tenjo. Tenno. Tenyo. Tenyo. Oh, okay, hello, Tenyo. Is this allowed on YouTube? Let me exit out of that. Okay. Okay. I'm interested, but oh my. Translation: Heavenly Woman, Celestial Woman. Again, me. That's just me. Habitat: Tendo, the realm of heaven in Buddhist cosmology. Diet: as a human. What? So they have the same diet as a human? Or was it going to go on and tell us more about their diet from when they were a human? Who's to say? Let's check it out. Appearance: Tenyo are extraordinarily beautiful creatures who resemble human women. Aside from their unparalleled grace and elegance and supernaturally attractive faces and figures, there is little way to differentiate them from ordinary women. They wear beautiful gowns called hagoromo, literally feather cloth, which allow them to fly. Ooh, that's fun. Behavior: Tenyo are servants and courtesans for the Emperor of Heaven and companions of Buddhas and bodhisattvas. I've read this word before, but I have never heard it pronounced. So let's find out today. How does one pronounce this word? I'm thinking of Bodhi from Point Break. That can't be right, can it?
Bodhisattva.
Bodhisattva. Really?
Bodhisattva.
Bodhisattva. If that's how it's saying it, so that's how I'm going to say it too. Bodhisattva. Got it. So they are servants and courtesans for the Emperor of Heaven and companions to Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. They sing, dance, play music, recite poetry, and do much of the same things as their earthly counterparts in human imperial courts, though they do them all with more grace, refinement, and beauty. They aid and entertain the other inhabitants of heaven and can even occasionally fly down to earth for a visit. Oh, that's so fun. I like these guys. They're like celestial hotties. Origin: Tenyo are a female-only subgroup of Tennin, one of many celestial races relative to Tendo. They are based on the Indian Apsaras. celestial nymphs from Hindu and Buddhist mythology. They were brought to China from India along with Buddhism, where they developed into the Tenyo we know today. The Chinese Buddhist Tenyo was later brought over to Japan. It says here they were developed in the Tenyo we know today. Bro, I don't know anything about Tenyo. Speak for yourself. I don't know what Tenyo is. Okay, legends. Tenyo are a popular subject in folklore throughout all of Japan. Legends often involve love stories, and marriages between Tenyo and human men. The most famous story is the no play Hagoromo. Okay, let's get into it. Long ago, in what is today Shizuoka, a fisherman named Hakuryo was walking along the pine-covered beaches of the Miho Peninsula. It was a beautiful spring morning, and Hakuryo stopped for a moment to admire the beautiful white sand, the sparkling waves, the fluffy clouds, and the fishing ships on the bay. Sounds nice. A pleasant fragrance filled the air, and it seemed that ethereal music was dancing on the winds. Something caught his eye. Draped over a nearby pine branch was a robe of the most splendid fabric he had ever seen. It was made of a soft, feathery material and was woven in fantastic colors, so he decided to take it home and keep it as a family heirloom. I feel like that may not go well for him. Maybe don't take things that don't belong to you, especially if it's belongs to a yokai. Just as Hakuryo was preparing to leave, a young woman of breathtaking beauty appeared in the nude before him. Oh my. She had flowers in her hair and smelled just as beautiful as she looked. She said that he was holding her Hagoromo robe. I'm sorry, Hagoromo robe. She said that he was holding her Hagoromo robe and asked him to return it. I gotta take a sip of water. Give me 1 second, and then we'll find out what happens to Hakuryo. Okay. Hakuryo realized that this beautiful maiden was a Tenyo. He refused to return the robe, saying it would bring good luck and fortune to his village. Okay, come on now, that's not yours. You can't just be taking her. She's naked, dude. You can't just take her clothes. The woman grew sad and lamented that she would not be able to fly home to heaven without her robe. She dropped to her knees and cried, her tears falling like beautiful pearls into the sand. The flowers in her hair wilted. She looked up at the clouds above and heard a flock of geese flying by, which only saddened her more as they reminded her of the celestial Kairiobinga birds back home in heaven. Hakuryo was moved by the maiden's sadness. He told her that he would return her robe, but first she must perform a celestial dance for him. This guy, he's asking a lot. Like, she's naked right now. Give her fucking dress back. She agreed to perform the dance, but told Hakuryo that she needed her Hagoromo to perform the dance. Hakuryo refused to return the robe. Okay, I'm turning on Hakuryo. Fuck this guy. He thought she would just fly off to heaven without performing for him. The Tenyo replied to him that deception was part of his world, not hers, and that her kind do not lie. Hakuryo felt shame and returned the dress to her. Finally, if I was her, I would peace out after that. But I guess that's why I'm not a Tenyo. The Tenyo donned her Hagoromo and performed the dance of the Palace of the Moon. I want to see this dance. She was accompanied by celestial music, flutes, koto, and the wind and the pines. The moon shone through the trees and sweet fragrances filled the air. The waves grew calm and peaceful. Her long sleeves danced upon the wind, and she danced in sheer joy. As she danced, she slowly floated up into the sky. She flew over the beach, higher and higher, above the pines, through the clouds, and beyond the top of Mount Fuji. She disappeared into the mists of heaven. Oh, she made her way back home. That's nice. I feel bad for her though. Like she was just like trying to have a nice trip to the beach. Some dude shows up, takes her clothes, and is like, "Dance, bitch, or you're not getting them back." um, he was lucky. He was lucky he messed with a Tenyo and not any of these other yokai, or he could have been killed in an instant. Lucky. Hakurio, you better count your lucky stars, my good dude. Alright, let's X this one off the list. 436. Goodbye to you. And this is 6 of 15 for the night. Let's generate a new random number. 298. 298. 298. 298, right? Yes, okay. Nukekubi. 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 Okay. Let's check it out. Nukekubi. Ooh, her head is floating far away from her body. Interesting. She has like a distinct focus in her eyes. But her body's just like left behind. Girl, you okay? Oh my. Okay. Translation. Removable neck. As seen in the photo. Alternative names. Frequently referred to as Rokurokubi. Rokurokubi. Okay. Rokurokubi. Habitat occurs in ordinary women. Not me. I'm not an ordinary woman. I'm demon. I'm celestial grace and elegance. Remember we talked about that? So not me. I don't have to worry about this. Diet. Regular food by day. Blood by night. Ooh, she's about to pop off. Appearance. Nukekubi are a variant type of Rokurokubi. They are similar in most respects, except that I don't know why these are tripping me up so much. Nukekubi. Okay, let me start again. Appearance. Nukekubi are a relevant type of Rokurokubi. They are similar in most respects, except that Nukekubi's head detaches itself completely from its body rather than elongating like a Rokurokubi's neck. Because their heads detach, they can travel further distances than the Rokurokubi. What? Behavior. Nukekubi possess a thirst for blood and are more violent than Rokurokubi. Their flying head sucks the blood of victims like a vampire. Nukekubi are brutally bite humans and animals to death. Jeez Louise! That's what she's looking at in this picture. Her next fucking victim. She's about to bite someone to death, for real. Okay. Origin. Like the Rokurokubi, being a Nukekubi is considered a curse. Edo period scientists believe that Nukekubi suffered from an infliction similar to somnambulism. Only instead of walking about at night, the patient's entire soul and head depart from the body. Okay. Uncured, this curse has the potential to tear a family apart, particularly due to its violent nature. Treatments for the curse of the Rokurokubi and Nukekubi have been long sought after, particularly because these women can often pass their curse onto their daughters, who show signs as they mature. Yikes, afflicted girls were sold off to live in brothels or human circuses? Or forced to commit suicide in order to preserve their family's honor? Holy shit. Oh my god. I mean, I guess they shouldn't be going around killing people, true. But also, ending up in a brothel or human circus or having to commit is harrowing, horrifying. Jeez, yikes. Can't we just have like hot Twilight vampires? Why the vampires' head gotta pop off their body and their neck goes zooming around and they fucking bite an animal to death? Can't we just sparkle here? Okay, legends. A famous account from Echizen Province, Fukui Prefecture, tells of a young woman afflicted with the curse of a Nukekubi. Her head flew about the capital city at night, chasing young men through the streets all the way back to their houses. Locked out, the head would scratch and bite their doors and gates during the night and leave deep gashes in the wood. Oh. When the young girl eventually discovered her curse, she was so ashamed that she asked her husband for a divorce. She ritually cut all of her hair in repentance and committed suicide. Oh my. She believed it was better to die than to live the rest of her life as a monster. Okay, heavy. According to the lore from Hitachi, a man married to a Nukekubi heard from a peddler that the liver of a white-haired dog could remove the curse. Oh no, he had such a dog and killed it? Oh no, and fed the liver to his wife? That's sad. Sure enough, she was cured of the affliction. However, her curse was still passed on to her daughter, whose flying head took to biting white dogs to death. This is so sad for the dogs. What did the dogs do to deserve this? Other accounts claim that by removing the sleeping body to a safe place during the night, the head will not be able to return and will eventually die. However, this is not a cure that most families are willing to try. I mean, if they're gonna commit anyway, why not just move? Well, I guess, yeah. You don't want to be the one to kill them, so I understand. Oh, this is Nukekubi. This is brutal. I like my vampires classic, a good Nosferatu. When you see movies or books like Interview with the Vampire and Twilight and things like that, where they're like, it's a curse that I have to drink blood. It's like, is it really? Or is it just kind of horny? But the Nukekubi, this sounds like a fucking curse, man. Like, chasing this dude through the streets and just like biting at his fucking door all night, and then your head is just detached from your body. That's nuts. So yeah, this is a much more hardcore vampire than we have over here. Like True Blood, this is not happening in True Blood. Oh, I'll take my pretty vampires any day. Okay, this was number 298. We'll exit off here. And that was our 7th yokai of the night. Let's generate a random number, 275. 275. Myobu. 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 M. I really want to know what the momiji is. I bet it's going to be fall related. Myobu. Ooh, an animal. Let's check it out. Can I make it big? No, I can't click on this and make it bigger. Okay, fine. Myobu. Translation. A high-ranking title for court ladies. Oh, cute. Go boss bitch. Alternate names. Ko, white fox. Habitat, shrines and places sacred to Inari. Diet, carnivorous. Okay, let's check it out. Appearance. Myobu are celestial fox spirits with white fur and full fluffy tails reminiscent of ripe grain. Okay, when I think full fluffy tails, I think of like a cloud, not grain, but I'll go with it. They are holy creatures and bring happiness and blessings to those around them. Nice, a good departure from all the KYS demons. Interactions. Myobu statues are most often found at Inari shrines, taking the place of the Koma Inu, which adorn other shrines. These foxes act as both guardians and symbols of good luck and blessings. People often leave offerings of holy sake, sekiban, red rice and red beans, inari zushi, and fried tofu at these shrines. These foods are all said to be fox's favorites. Okay, I have a question. This is something I'm curious about. Any type of shrine or graveyard, cemetery, and not just in Japan, but anywhere in the world, in the United States too. If you go and you leave food at a shrine, like if I bring an offering of holy sake, so like I'll take a fucking, I don't know, a ceramic cup and put it on the shrine and pour some sake in it, and I break out my sekiban, I pour a bunch of red beans down. What happens to it? Because this is also true for, like, I think people will go and leave like their family, their loved one. If a loved one passed away, a lot of people will leave flowers, but other people will also bring food and like leave their favorite foods. Like maybe they like dumplings, so they'll like leave a container of dumplings. Or maybe their family really like cheeseburgers, so they'll stop at like McDonald's on the way to the cemetery and like roll up to the gravesite with a Big Mac, like, here you go, Uncle Jerry. We know you loved your Big Macs, and they'll just leave it there. What happens to it? Forgive me for saying this, but I don't think the spirits of the dead are coming back to eat it. Like, I just don't think that's happening. Sorry for not being a believer. But does somebody clean up the food? Like, does somebody who works at the cemetery, or in this case, like the shrine or something, do they clean it up? And then do they just throw it away? Like, where does it go? Who takes care of it? Because otherwise, there'd just be like shitloads of like rotting trash at shrines and cemeteries, and that's gross. And cemeteries are well taken care of, and they don't become trash dumps. So I don't know, I have questions about this. I tried to ask someone once, and they were like, oh yes, the like cemetery keepers take care of it. And I'm like, take care of it how? Do what with it? Where does it go? Give me the details. I never got clarification. Okay, so anyway, origin. Foxes were considered holy animals since long before recorded history began in Japan. The farmers of ancient Japan revered foxes, which preyed on the mice and rats which destroy crops. Foxes have long been associated with Inari, the god of the harvest. Inari is said to use foxes as servants and messengers, and the majority of the foxes in his employ are the holy white-furred kind known as myobu. Okay, this is very interesting. I did not know this about the farmers revering the foxes for getting rid of the mice. I feel like cats are also really good at catching mice, so do they feel the same way about cats too? I'm curious. Myobu statues are commonly found at Inari shrines. They often carry sacred objects in their mouths, such as the round jewel often carried by Koma Inu at other shrines. Myobu can also be seen carrying spiral keys, sheaves of grain, and scrolls. These all carry special significance in Inari worship. The round jewel represents both the soul of Inari and its form is a symbol of a grain storehouse. The spiral key is an archaic design of the keys used with traditional farm warehouses. The key represents the desire to unlock the storehouse, i.e., soul of Inari. The sheaves of grain represent the 5 grains wheat, rice, beans, awa millet, I think it's millet, awa millet, and kibi millet, which are important in East Asian traditions. Finally, the scroll represents knowledge and wisdom. Okay, very cool. Looks like he is holding some grain here. So I think that these myobu are mostly just statues found at shrines, but they represent servants and messengers of Inari. I wonder if we're going to learn about Inari. Inari. That's probably how you pronounce it, not Inari. Nope, looks like we are not. Let's check it out. Inari. Inari. Oh, this kid, huh? I have no idea what this is from. Naruto. So, looks like this is a shrine, maybe to, okay, this is the thing we were just reading about. Oh my god, there it is, the fox. What's he on his mouth? The key? That's a key? Wow. Wow. Well, I thought I was going to learn more about what Inari was, but interesting, another myobu. Cool. Like this dude. He's great. I'm glad he was helping out the farmers. I respect him. Myobu. And let's cross that one off the list. We are now 8 of 15. Moving right along. Let's roll a new number, 304. 304. What are you, 304? Nurikabe. 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 Be. Nurikabe. Gotta decide how to pronounce it before I actually look at the page. On the way down it. Nurikabe. Oh, these are the guys that turn into big walls that block people. I think I have read about them before. Actually, I like him. He looks kind of like the big dog thing from Neverending Story or something. Like a cross with a troll doll. I think it's fun. Okay. Nurikabe. Translation: painted wall. Habitat: coastal areas. Encountered on dark streets and alleys. Diet: unknown. Appearance: little is known about the true appearance of Nurikabe because these yokai are usually said to be invisible. During the Edo period, however, artists began to illustrate this creature, giving it an appearance somewhere between a grotesque, fantastic beast and a flat white wall. Modern representation of the Nurikabe depict it as a plain, gray, bipedal wall with vague face-like features. Okay, I feel like also during the Edo period, when we read about that rain yokai with the umbrella on his head, they were making sheafs of comics, cartoons about these creepy little grotesque creatures, and I feel like they really liked making things cute and creepy and kind of gross. So that's again during the Edo period they started to illustrate them being gross, creepy little guys. So this was the move in the Edo period to make everything a little gross. Okay, I'm in. I like it. I mean, to this day, we're reading about these things, interested, so they knew what they were doing back then. Okay, the behavior of the Nurikabe. Nurikabe appear mysteriously on roads late at night. As a traveler is walking, right before his or her eyes, an enormous invisible wall materializes and blocks the way. There is no way to slip around this yokai. It extends itself as far as to the left and right as one might try to go. There is no way over it either, nor can it be knocked down. However, it is said that if one taps it near the ground with a stick, it will vanish. allowing the traveler to continue on his or her way. I have absolutely heard about these yokai before. I don't know why I heard about them, but I have. And my understanding was that there might be another similar yokai with like a slightly different name. My understanding was that they appeared in forests and would block like wandering travelers and would just like they would expand left and right the entire fucking length of the forest to be like, no, you're not getting past, there is a wall here. So that was what I thought it was, and there may be another yokai like that out there, but I think maybe there's just this one, the Nurikabe, and this doesn't look to be out in the forest. This just looks, encountered on dark streets and alleys, so not a forest guy. But I didn't know about it extending like as far as possible, so I wonder I do wonder if it's just this that I was thinking of, or if there's one that lives in the forest with a different name. So the origin, the true nature of the Nurikabe is surrounded in mystery. Based on its name, it seems to be related to other household spirit known as the Tsukimogami. It has also been suggested that the Nurikabe is simply another manifestation of a shape-shifting Itachi or Tanuki. Mischievous Tanuki are said to enlarge their magical scrotums into an invisible wall in order to play pranks on unsuspecting humans. Oh my god. Okay, no comment. Brushing right past that. That was the Nurikabe. And we are now 9 of 15. Wow, only a few more to go. Let's roll a new number, 409. All the way down here, 409. 409. Suzuhiko Hime. Suzuhiko Hime. Suzuhiko Hime. She's cute. She's got a little bell head. Oh my god, my voice cracked. Went way higher than I intended. She's got a little bell head. Oh my god, she's adorable. She's gonna turn out to be like horrifying or something. But right now, what a cutie. What an absolute angel. Belle Princess. Oh my god, she's so cute. Suzuhiko Hime. Okay. Translation: Belle Princess. Habitat: Shinto shrines. Diet: none. She ain't hungry. Appearance: Suzuhiko Hime are Tsukumogami, which possesses Kagura Suzu. I'll get there, don't worry. Let me try it again from the top, pronouncing things better. Suzuhiko Hime are Tsukumogami. Suzuki. I was like, I'm gonna do it from the top. Perfect. And I immediately goofed it. Okay. One more time. Suzuhiko Hime are Tsukumogami, which possesses Kagura Suzu, the bells used in Shinto rituals. Now that they look like young women wearing the robes of an ancient princess or a shrine maiden. They are decked with bells and have a large bell for a head. Cute. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with this, but I definitely am. I'm thinking of, what am I thinking of? Sumomo Chobits. Yeah, didn't she have bells in her hair? No, I absolutely imagined that. I was thinking her, like, hat was a big bell or something. But yeah, that's what I'm imagining now. That's just like a happy, cute little thing. Okay, behavior. Suzuhiko Hime do not cause harm to humans. Good, I'm glad. She looks happy, so I'm glad she's not evil. They merely dance about in wild and ritualistic movements like the dance in which they were once used as holy instruments. Oh, that's fun! So I guess if you like shake a bell on like the Kagura Suzu bells that you shake in the rituals, when they become human, they're just like going fucking nuts, shaking around like those bells. Oh, it's a nice long one. Origin. Bells have been used since ancient times in Shinto rituals to calm the human soul as well as repel evil spirits. Most importantly, they are meant to attract the attention of the gods and call forth their presence. Although it is not specifically stated, it is possible that Suzuhiko Hime, like other Tsukumogami, are born out of old tools that are no longer in service, animating themselves from the desire to be useful once again. That's so cute to me for some reason. Like, do you remember that IKEA, I think it was an IKEA commercial where the like little cow creamer thing got knocked over and cracked, and then some spokesperson guy came on and he's like, "Oh, you feel sorry for the little cow? That is because you're crazy." Because you like feel empathy for a thing that isn't real and never existed. I feel like these little tsukumogami that are born out of old tools, like somebody was feeling empathy for a thing that isn't like a living being, and it's like, oh, but I used to use that every day and now I don't anymore. Now I'm sad and wish it had a purpose. Like, you're putting feelings onto it, and that's how things like this pop into existence. But it's so cute. I mean, I'm in. Yeah, if I was a little bell and nobody had used me in a while, I'd pop off with my fucking fan and my sweet outfit, my huge smile on my face, and just jingle like nuts. Okay, Suzuhiko Hime is a creation of Toriyama Sekien and first appears in his book Hyaki Tsurezure Bukuro. Everything about this yokai, from the meaning of its name to what Sekien intended for it to do, can only be inferred from his brief description of it. Okay. Sekien's description of Suzuhiko Hime refers to a famous scene from Japanese mythology. Amaterasu, the sun goddess, had a violent quarrel with her brother Susanoo, the god of storms, and hid herself from the other gods in the cave Ama no Iwato. Without the sun, everything became cold and dark. The gods gathered outside the cave and begged Amaterasu to come out, but she refused. Eventually, Ame no Uzume, the goddess of dawn and revelry, came up with a plan. She stood upon the upturned tub, and performed a wild erotic dance, stripping naked and baring herself to the other gods. Okay, girl, get it. Like, stripper of the gods here. She's like, you know what? I could get into burlesque, and popped off. Their loud, uproarious cheering could be heard by Amaterasu deep inside the cave. Eventually, her curiosity got the better of her, and she left the cave to see what the commotion was about. The other gods quickly blocked the cave entrance so she could not go back inside, and light was returned to the heavens and the earth. Okay, you know what? I love this story because girl was like, like the earth was saved, and like joy and happiness and sunlight was brought back literally by titties. That's so fun. Okay, Ame no Uzume's performance is said to be the origin of Kagura, the sacred music and dance of Shinto rituals. What? No way. Her whipping her titties out is the origin of all sacred music and dance in Shinto rituals? Fuck yes. Wow, I'm about to convert to Shintoism. And Kagura, in turn, directly serves as the origin of this yokai. Holy shit. I'm having a lot of fun with this. I'm having a fun time, but I genuinely hope I'm not saying anything too like offensive, and because I realize people do take this religion very seriously, and here I am just like, ooh, teddies. But I mean, let's be real. I would say this about any religion if it was equally as horny. If Jesus getting nailed to the cross was like him titties out, like, I'm gonna talk about it. It's an equal playing field here. But yeah, this is very interesting. I feel like we didn't really learn that much about this Suzuhiko Hime, but I love her and I respect her and I think she's great. Let's X this one off the list and change that to 10. So we are 10 of 15, like the third way through, almost finished with our yokai tonight. And let's roll another random number here, 135. Excuse me, 135. Man, they're clowning on me with this pronunciation. Ho. No, it's probably like ho. Because it's like 4 beats. Ho. Ho, oh, oh. Okay, let's read about the ho. The ho. Okay, it's a type of bird. Alright here. Ho. Ho. I don't know what the tones should be on any of it. So I'm gonna go with ho. Translation: none, based on the Chinese name for the same creature. Habitat: Paudon. Oh, I was like about to do a Japanese pronunciation. Paulownia trees only appear in lands blessed by peace and prosperity. Diet: only bamboo seeds. Seems like a limited diet. Okay. Appearance: ho are beautiful, peaceful, phoenix-like creatures honored across East Asia and worshipped as divine spirits. They are described as having the beak of a rooster, the jaw of a swallow, the head of a pheasant, the neck of a snake, the back of a tortoise, the legs of a crane, and the tail of a peacock. Brilliantly colored with the 5 colors of Chinese elements: white, black, red, yellow, and blue, they have 5 distinctive tail feathers. Behavior: ho are creatures of utter peace and never cause harm to other living things. They eat only bamboo seeds and nest only in paulownia trees. When a ho flies, it is said that the wind stops, dust settles, and birds and insects grow quiet. Oh, that's peaceful. Because of their purity, they appear only in lands blessed with peace, prosperity, and happiness. They flee to the heavens during times of trouble. The appearance of a ho is an extremely good omen. I'm wondering this is who. That's where I read it like 20 times now. I'm wondering if this is not like one of those emphasis where you're supposed to hit a syllable twice. No, it is. That is ho. Okay. Okay, where was I? The appearance of a ho is an extremely good omen, said to signify the beginning of a new era. Interactions: the ho is a popular motif in Japanese paintings, crafts, kimonos, and as designs on temples and shrines. As a symbol, it represents fire, the sun, and the imperial family. It also stands for the virtues of duty, propriety, faith, and mercy. Its 5 colors represent the 5 elements of wood, fire, earth, metal, and water. Okay, interesting. It is a very all-encompassing, like, I'm trying to think of an equivalent. Maybe like one of those coexist stickers where it's got a little bit of everything and promotes peace and happiness. Right? No. I don't know. Origin. Ho come from Chinese mythology where they are known as Feng Huang. Originally, they were considered to be 2 distinct birds, the male Ho, Feng, and female O, Huang, symbolizing yin and yang in the duality of the universe. Eventually, the 2 creatures merged into one, and their combined name was used. The combined creature is still considered to be female and is often partnered with the Tatsu, which is considered to be male. I don't know what a Tatsu is. Let's check it out. Tatsu. A lot going on there. I'm betting it's this dragon. Tatsu, Japanese dragons. Okay, we're probably going to learn about them eventually. The Ho is one of the most revered and holiest animals in Japan. Really? That's so interesting, and I've never heard of them before. Second only to the kirin in terms of power, it is the most sacred bird in the Japanese pantheon. Okay, there's the kirin down there. Let's take a peek again. It's very pretty. It's got a lot going on. Very interesting looking bird. Would you feel peaceful if one floated by? Probably. Good colors. Nice and soothing. Pretty. I respect that. Name hard to pronounce, but I respect that. Okay. Crossing that one off the list. We are now 11 of 15. Amazing. Let's get our next randomly generated number. Roll. Ooh, a 3. All the way at the top. Abura sumashi. Abura sumashi. Abra. 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 Ooh, he looks like an abra. Abra sumashi. Looks like he got some bird legs. Old chicken head. People arm. Got a nice cane. Lumpy head. Cool. I'm in. Abra smashi. Sumashi. Abra smashi. Okay, this is translation. Oil presser. Habitat. Mountain passive. Mountain passes. Native to Kumamoto. Nailed that pronunciation first try. Right? Diet unknown. Appearance. The Aburasumashi is a rare yokai native to the Kumamoto prefecture. It looks like a squat humanoid with a large ugly head like a potato or a stone. I love this guy already. It wears a straw woven raincoat. Aburasumashi are extremely rare, only found deep in the mountains or along mountain passes in southern parts of Japan throughout the range where wild tea plants grow. Oh, I bet he likes tea. Look at his little, lumpy potato stone head. Behavior. Very little is known about the lifestyle and habits of this reclusive yokai. The most well-known Aburasumashi lives in the Kusazumi Goe Pass, Kusazumigoe Pass in Kumamoto, but only ever appears briefly to travelers. Occasionally, an old grandmother walking the path with her grandchildren will say, "You know, a long time ago an abrasmashi used to live in these parts." A mysterious voice will call out in reply, "I still do." On rare occasions, the abrasmashi will appear to the travelers, materializing out of thin air. While he couldn't resist a gag, could he? He's like, No, I'm gonna pop up on him and be like, "Bitch, I still live here." I mean, I guess if I was a reclusive guy who lived in the middle of nowhere and somebody passed through, yeah, I thought an Altaloon lived around here, I'd be like, "Ma'am, I do." Origin. The name abrasmashi means oil presser and comes from the act of pressing oil out of the seeds of tea plants which grow in Kumamoto. Though its origins are a mystery, it is commonly believed that abrasmashi are the ghosts of oil thieves who escaped into the woods. Oil was a difficult and expensive commodity to make. It required time and hard work to extract it from tea seeds, so its theft was a serious crime. Oil thieves who went unpunished in life reincarnated as abrasmashi, a divine punishment for their sins. You steal some oil, you're gonna end up fucking stone-headed. You're gonna have lumpy potato head for the rest of your life. I hope that oil is worth it. Now I'm thinking of American Americans invading other countries for oil. We are all about to get reincarnated as some abrasmashi. We're all gonna have lumpy potato heads. Oh, okay. I like this dude. I'm into him. He his little face. That's enough abrasmashi for one night. Okay, thank you. We are now 12 of 15. We're getting there. Let's generate another random number. Roll it. 365. Hey, that's how many days are in a year. Let's go. Seirio. This one. Seirio. Ru. Say. Ryu. Seiryu. Seiryu. There we go. Seiryu. Seiryu. This is my best guess at pronouncing it. And it starts with an S-E. S-E. There we go. Seiryu. Oh, pretty! Okay, so it's probably related to the Byakko, the white tiger that we read about last time, because it had this same geometric astrology thing in the sky when we looked at the white tiger picture. So let's check it out. Seiryu. Translation: Azure Dragon. Alternate names: Shoryu, Seiryo, Soryu, Chinron. Habitat: the eastern sky. Appearance: Seiryu is a large blue-green dragon with a long tongue. I regretted doing that almost immediately as I did it. I'm so sorry. His home is in the eastern sky. He spans 7 of the 28 Chinese constellations, taking up 1/4 of the entire sky. The constellations which make up the horn and neck of the dragon are located in Virgo. The constellations which make up the chest of the dragon is located in Libra. The constellations which make up his heart, belly, and tail are located in Scorpius. The final constellation makes up his dung. which is located in Sagittarius. Dude is said it. He's shitting on all the Sagittariuses out there. If you're Sag, come get your fucking revenge on this dragon right now. Dude is shitting on you. It says dung. Does that mean something else that I don't know about? I can't imagine that it does, but maybe. Interactions. Seiryu is one of the Shijin, or four symbols, which are important mythological figures in Taoism. Seiryu is the guardian of the East. He is associated with the Chinese element of wood, the season of spring, the plant Jupiter, and the colors blue and green. He represents the virtue of benevolence and symbolizes creativity. He controls the rain. He is enshrined in Kyoto at Kiyomizu Temple in the eastern part of the city. Okay, interesting. I've always really wanted to go to Kyoto. I don't know anything about Kiyomizu Temple, but I want to know about it. So I'm going to go ahead and add it to my little sheet over here. Along with learning about Meikai, I'm going to learn more about Kiyomizu Temple too. See what it's all about. He's enshrined there. I wonder, what does that really mean though? Very curious. Origin. Seiryu are one of and the other Shijin were brought to Japan from China in the 17th century. 7th century. I made that same mistake last time. Why do I want it to be the 17th century so bad? Let's try again. Origin. Seiryu and other Shijin were brought to Japan from China in the 7th century CE. They are strongly associated with Taoism, Feng Shui, and astrology, the five-element theory, and other forms of Chinese mysticism. The ancient capitals of Fujiwara-kyo, Heijio-kyo, and Heian-kyo were built in correspondence to these beliefs, with each of the quadrants of the city dedicated to one of the four symbols. Excavations of ancient burial mounds in Nara has revealed paintings of Seiryu and other Shijin on the tomb walls. In later centuries, belief in astrology waned, and worship of the four symbols was gradually supplanted by worship of the four heavenly kings of Buddhism. Their use as symbols, however, continued. That was the way the Byakko one ended. It talked about the other forms of Chinese mysticism and the cave walls and the waning of the astrology. So pretty similar to the Byakko over here. He's just represents slightly different things. Interesting little dragon guy. That's very fun. I always think of dragons as being red, so it's cool to see a blue one. Okay, this was 365, like the year 365. Down further. Seiryu, crossing it off our list. And let's make this 13. We got 2 left for the night. Hopefully they are 2 great ones. Let's roll it. 172. Give us a good one, baby. 172. Kagewani. I think wani is like an alligator. Kagewani. Let's check it out. Check it out. What's it all about? Kawa, Kapa, Kage. Where's the... What? Wow, all the way at the top there. Okay. Kagewani. Ooh, I know that's it under the water. Oh shit. Translation, shadow shark. Whoa, scary. There he is. That's definitely alligator shaped though, right? Not shark shaped. We're gonna find out. Habitat, the Sea of Japan. Diet, shadows? Whoa, that's crazy. Spooky, intense, I like it. Appearance. Kagewani are large predatory fish which live in the Sea of Japan off the coast of Shimane Prefecture. Behavior. Kagewani live in the shallow waters just off the rocky Sea of Japan coastline. They lurk under the surface of the water, out of sight of their prey. When a person's shadow falls upon the water, whether it is a fisherman out at sea or someone standing on a cliff overlook the sea, I think that's supposed to be overlooking. Kagewani will snap up the person's shadow in a single gulp. What? And when the Kagewani eats a shadow, the shadow's owner also vanishes, never to be seen again. Oh my god. If they get your shadow, they get you. If you die in the game, you die for real. Wow, I didn't know my shadow was something I had to like protect. I thought I could just, I thought it was just my body that was on the line, but no, I gotta worry about my shadow now too. Next time I go walking by the sea on like a nice afternoon jaunt, just enjoying the beautiful ocean, I'll be on the lookout. Where is my shadow landing? I gotta keep it safe. Origin. Today, the word wani means crocodile. However, it originally referred to any kind of sea monster. In folklore, sharks, large fish, and even dragons are all called wani. Therefore, it is hard to know just what kind of creature the Kagewani was originally meant to be, although given the location, a shark is likely. Okay, so that's why it kind of looks like an alligator down here, but could be any kind of creature. Legends. Long ago, near what is now Oda City, Shimane, two fishermen went out to sea on a calm day. They were leaning over the edge of the boat and using a water scope to see under the water. A water scope? I've never heard of one of those. All of a sudden, one of the fishermen disappeared without so much as a splash. The other fisherman looked around but could not see him anywhere. He returned to shore and organized a village search party. No trace of the missing fisherman was ever found. That is how the villagers learned that a Kagewani lived off their shores. Ooh, scary. This is like Jaws. It's like 4th of July. You can't be going in that water anymore, y'all. I don't care how nice of a weekend it is. I don't care how many tourists are in town. The fucking Kagewani's in there and he's eating shadows, so you better stay out. Near the village of Yunotsu, one more time. Yunotsu, Shimane, a fisherman encountered a Kagewani while out at sea. The monster attacked him and gobbled up his shadow, but the fisherman was quick and shot the Kagewani with his rifle. Oh, this was in rifle times? This feels recent. Thinking he had escaped death, he finished fishing and sailed home. When he jumped out of his boat and onto the sand, something sharp stabbed his foot. He had stepped on the bone of a Kagewani. He died immediately after that. Oh, what a horrible twist of fate. He thought he was finally free and then he just got in the end. It's like Texas Chainsaw. She thought she was out of there, but no. Oh, spoilers for Texas Chainsaw if you've never seen it. Also, spoilers for Jaws. Takes place on the 4th of July. Okay, Kagewani. I like this thing. A creepy little shadow eater. I mean, I have to respect it for gobbling up those shadows. I'm going to cross the Kagewani off the list. Goodbye. And we are now 14 of 15. We've got one more yokai to go. Hopefully we will roll an amazing one. Drum roll, please. 490. It's almost all the way at the end here. Yogen no tori. Another bird, I'm assuming. I think tori is a bird. So, yogen no tori. Yogen no tori. Hopefully it's a creepy bird. Ooh! So we got like half of a crow or a raven here. And this, you know what? We rolled a great one because look at the colors on this thing. Does this not match my stream aesthetic to a T? We got the huge moon in the corner, and I am Altaloon over the moon for the moon. Great, the blacks, the purples, the moon. That secret roll at the end, a random number roll, fucking nailed it. Great job. Love it. So, Yogen no Tori. Translation: prophecy bird. Habitat: mountains and forests. Diet: unknown. Appearance: Yogen no Tori are prophetic birds which resemble two-headed crows. One of their heads is white. They can speak and are sent by the gods to deliver important messages to humanity, such as warnings about epidemics. I wonder if any popped up before 2020. I'd be curious to know. Behavior: like prophetic yokai, nothing is known of Yogen no Tori's natural behavior, as they are only seen when there is an important message to deliver. Okay, so they really are just messengers. Probably, maybe, I was gonna say probably doing regular bird stuff outside of that, but probably not. I don't think they ever get up to regular bird stuff. Interactions. In addition to delivering important message, Yogen no Tori are such holy animals that merely an image of them is enough to keep the evil spirits which cause disease away. Regularly looking at a picture of a Yogen no Tori is said to protect the viewer from harm. Holy shit! I'm about to print this off and put it up on my wall so I don't catch COVID. You think it will work? It's gotta work. Let's all stare at this for like 5 minutes, and it'll be as good as a vaccine. It won't be, but in my heart, I wish it was. Can you imagine if this was all like 100% real and actually worked, and instead of like, the government sending COVID tests in the mail, they just sent you like a really beautiful laminated poster that looked like this to hang up on your wall. That'd be really nice. I'd stare at it every night and just like blow a kiss to the Yogen no Tori. Thank you, protection birds. Okay. Origin. The story of the Yogen no Tori follows an Edo period pattern of yokai warning about outbreaks and offering their image as protection. Contagious diseases like cholera are spread by invisible means, and for a long time there were no known cures or methods of protection against them. Amulets, talismans, and image of holy yokai might not have done much to actually prevent sickness, but the willingness of people to cling to their promise of salvation is understandable. My guy, I get it. Especially in this like post-COVID, current COVID era. I will cling to literally fucking anything not to get it. It's 2022 now. I have not gotten COVID. And I hope I don't. I really hope I don't. Like, I don't know what the long-term effects could be. I honestly, like, I don't want to get into it too much, but at my last job, my like coworkers came in with COVID multiple times, and the management was just like, deal with it. So I left, and that is why I am now here streaming on the internet and not working a job. But yeah, I just it was so scary working there with how many people did not care at all about making anyone else sick around them. I mean, my boss, who I worked side by side with every day, was feeling like shit for days and came in and almost passed out at work. And it's like, if you're fucking sick, stay home. That's not even like a COVID thing. That's just like an any type of sickness thing. So if I had a fucking, what are these things, Yogen no Tori to look at that day, I would have, like, the day she walked in and like practically passed out in front of me and I breathed in her COVID germs. Ugh, I would have clung to it too. It is absolutely understandable. But anyway, luckily I never got it, and hopefully I don't get it. And I'm honestly like, I'm right click, saving image as, save. My Slither.io thumbnail pops up. I'm saving this. I'm looking at it every day. What's wrong with stacking the deck, right? I got vaccinated, I wear masks, I avoid crowds and crazy people. And now I've got my yoga no tori to look at. I'm set. I'm safe from COVID forever now. Okay. Legends. A serious cholera outbreak struck Japan in the summer of 1858. During the outbreak, a government official from Kai Province, Yamanashi Prefecture, named Kizaemon discovered the legend of the Yogen no Tori and reported it in Boshabyo Ryuko Niki, a journal detailing the outbreak. According to his report, a Yogen no Tori was sighted in December of 1857 near Mount Haku in Kaga Province, modern-day Ishikawa Prefecture. The bird foretold. I was gonna do a crow voice, but I'm not gonna. Around August or September of next year, a disaster will occur, killing 90% of the world's population. Those who gaze upon my image morning and night and believe in me will be spared from this suffering. I believe, baby, I believe. Kizaemon believed that Yogen no Tori to be a messenger from the gods. He declared it to be a symbol of the great power of Kumeno Kongen. An illustration of the bird was printed alongside the report so people could see it and receive its protective powers. Very cool. This is a great one to end on, especially like the looks and aesthetic alone, but now I'm even more happy to leave it up on my screen and we can soak in the vibes, and hopefully it will protect us from like COVID or any other like horrible diseases that, I mean, like the flu season's probably coming, something like that. If you're feeling sick, take a peek, take a gander, let the Yoga no Tori soak into your soul and believe in him. I'm like converting. I'm totally it. I'm a Yoga no Tori convert right now. It's happening. It was super easy to convince me. But yeah, that's it for our yoga stream. What is it? Exit out this one. We are now 15 of 15. We did it! We've now read about 30 different yogai. All of them equally amazing, interesting in their own way. Some upsetting, some scary, some cute, some nice, some that will hopefully help me in the future of my life. I don't know when I'm going to do another yokai stream, but hopefully soon. I really like reading about them, and I had a great time tonight. If you please like and subscribe if you liked my live, and as always, don't forget to shoot for the moon. Good night, everybody.